I guess.
Namandab, 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 namandab. Namandab, namandab.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to our hybrid virtual in-person service. My name is Stacy Ueda, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma, Family, and April Shotsky Memorial Service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
ナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏。
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Shi Shin Rai, which is on page 27 of the large service book, followed by the Hyobyakumon, or dedication passage. Following the dedication, Reverend Kuwahara will chant Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 of the large service book. During the chanting, the Shotsuki families are invited to come up to offer incense.
Dedication, Hyobyaku. Today, on this occasion of April Shotsuki monthly memorial service, we gather to remember our family members and friends who passed away in the month of April. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world, and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and a complete liberation from suffering. Because of this vow, they have now become enlightened ones, or Buddhas, who compassionately embrace and guide us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from the deceased, and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive guidance within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. So the following persons will be remembered during today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service for April. Shigetaro Adachi, 木の絵足立、フローラ達江足立、吉野有吉、ダグラス五木有吉、信子芽衣浅見、純美智子近瀬、貞子デルコール、ジャック重太郎江原、デイビッド・フローレス、ディーク・セイ・藤井、ヒロシ・藤川、十三郎・古沢、ローズ・アネット・ガーベス、としこ・とまる・グッドマン、竹国日野、吉尾広本、久子狭間広瀬、広市菱田、豊江一安、曽我池本、千代石川、肝臓井山、リリー香川、マイケル正幸金迫、ジョージ加古、竹尾片山、菊太郎木村、俊太丸林、千代美増田、恵美子増永、君代松井、勉松本、秀明松永、ビクトリア水原、虎尾トニー水崎、敏夫森下、アーサーはじめ中村、ヴィジニア富江中曽、ジェームス K 西本、リュウ大石、ジョー大石、牧太郎佐々木榊、正一沢田、松太郎竹森、正江竹下、秀夫竹田、健一豊吉、吉見豊田、アリス敏子月村、ベイビーボーイ馬渡、泉上田、ジェームス脇田、デイビッド進渡辺、竹尾山田、恵美子山口、久尾山口、与之助横山、勝地横山、秀一ジョン吉田、久尾吉村。So those are the people we remember today during today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service. Now we would like to have a sutra chanting Amida-kyo, which is on page 101. So if you can, please join sutra chanting. And then you could also follow the translation, English translation at the bottom of each page. And then during the sutra chanting, Shotsuki family members, please offer incense. Amida-kyo Nyōzei Gamon Ichiji Butzai Shaekok Gijuki Kodoku On Yodai Bikushu 1250人区海税大あらか首相知識長老者利発マカモ県連マカカ書マカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラ 教本波大びんずるはらだかるだいまかこひんなんはくらあぬるだにょぜと初代弟子病床菩薩まかさつもんじゅしりほうじあいた菩薩けんだか大菩薩上昇人菩薩行尿税と初代菩薩牛釈大観音と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老舎利十税裁縫果十万の区仏道右世界妙案極楽合道右仏ご阿弥陀根源在説法舎利本非道学校妙意極楽合国修上無宿単樹将来光明極楽舎利本極楽国道七十乱十七十羅も七十五十改税司法主総員税公非国明案極楽舎利本極楽国道牛ポチ悪毒水十万五中地帯十二根社府四辺街道金言ルリハリ五条上右老閣薬位金言ルリハリ社公釈主名の二言直視地中連大尿車輪小式小公式王公釈式釈公白式白二名高潔舎利本極楽国道上十尿税空毒称言愚舎利本非仏国道上差天学黄金二次昼夜六時二万だらけ五国修上上位昇太各位英国上昇妙慶空用他十万の区分即位直次元東本国凡直協業舎利本極楽国土上十尿税空毒将軍武士舎利本非国上修十奇妙雑式市長白光空弱オウム舎利下領便が愚名市長税商首長昼夜六時水和芸音合音延長合根合力七宝大文八正道文妙税東方合同修上門税王開失年仏年法年相舎利本尿物意思長実税財法少少少社が非仏国道無三幕主舎利本合仏国道小無三幕道死妙が教右実税少主改税阿弥陀仏欲療法温泉流変化少佐舎利非仏国道未不水道小法五十牛法ラモ水未妙音非尿百千十学同時空門税王者開示年上年仏年法年相死神舎利法動物国道上十尿税空毒将軍舎利法お尿意運が非仏が皇后阿弥陀舎利法非仏光明無料生じ報告無償証下税公合意阿弥陀無舎利法非仏寿命牛五人民無料無辺 阿蘇義公公明阿弥陀シャリホトン阿弥陀成仏以来王根実行ウシャリホトン非仏有無量無辺正門弟子海あらかん非税三十師匠の地消防殺種薬部尿シャリホトン非仏国土上寿尿税空毒将軍ウシャリ極楽国土修上少者海税阿弥バチご中他う一生不生ご主人他非税三十小の知識単海無量無辺阿蘇義公世シャリホトン修上門者応答ホトンが願書被告所意者が特用尿税症状善人空営一緒シャリホトン深い小前言福徳因ね特賞被告シャリホトン薬善難死善用に門節阿弥陀仏主持名号脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱五人臨妙十字阿弥陀仏幼少修上現在後税人主事神父天道即徳往生阿弥陀極楽国土シャリホトンがけ税理公摂氏脈修上門税摂者応答ホトン願消費国土シャリホトンヨガ根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議空毒逃亡薬阿宿美仏趣味創仏大趣味仏趣味公仏妙音仏尿税合賀社主小仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三千大仙世界戦場実語尿等修上等身税少不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年よシャリホトン南方世界ウニチガト仏妙門公大円見仏趣味当仏無料精進仏尿税合賀社主小仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三大仙世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税少不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年シャリホトン西方世界無無量重仏無量創仏無量道大公仏大名仏発想仏上皇仏尿税等合賀社主称各王合国水工上絶素偏風三千大仙世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空洞一切小仏称号年行シャリホトン北方世界有縁見仏最小音仏南小仏日小仏毛明仏尿税合賀社主小仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三大仙世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税少不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年シャリホトン下方世界ウシシ仏妙門仏妙高仏脱馬仏報道義法仏尿税等合賀社主称各王合国水工長絶素偏風三千大仙世雪上実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空一切小仏称号年行シャリホトン情報世 有煩悩仏、宿能仏、工場仏、高校仏、大円見仏、座敷法華言神仏、さら十王仏、法華徳仏、天一切義仏、妙宗未戦仏、妙税と豪華社主将、各王合国水光上絶相偏風山大仙正解雪上実言妙刀修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年行シャリホツ王如意運が王明一切小称号年行シャリホツ全南市全陽に門税小仏小説妙牛行妙社税小全南市全陽人会一切小仏具小五年海徳風大天皇阿の九太三脈三宝大税公シリホ尿等海東真珠が五牛小武将シャリホツ脈人イホツガンコンホツガン東ホツガン翼小阿弥陀仏国者税商人と海徳風大天皇阿の九太ら三脈三宝王妃国土脈衣装脈根性脈東証税公シャリホツ小全南市全尿脈信者応答ホツ願消費国土シャリヨガ根者小三小仏不可思議空洞非小仏と役所説が不可思議空洞二差前言釈迦牟尼仏の偉人南慶牛のシャバ国土豪辱悪性公辱権辱煩悩辱修上妙辱中徳阿の九太ら三脈三宝大異小宗節税一切政権南進司法シャリホン統治が豪辱悪性行使難事徳阿の九太ら三脈三宝大一切政摂氏南進司法税異人南仏摂氏教位シャリ優勝ビク一切政権天人アシュラ等文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこう仏説阿弥陀経アマンダブアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性祭道法菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツ
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha on Dokusan 2, which is on page 220 of the Purple Service Book, and please remain standing for the reading of the Three Treasures 1. I will now recite the Three Treasures 1 on page 8 of the large Purple Service Book, and please feel free to follow along. Three Treasures 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend Kuwahara.
Good morning, everyone. So, how are you? Good. Thank you very much for attending today's service. Okay, so I'm going to give a Dharma message for Dharma school student. And then, Sensei, it's a wrong date. Right. This is next week, next Sunday. I know it's April what? 2nd today? It's already April. Huh. So this Sunday, we are observing April monthly memorial service. But next Sunday is Hanamatsuri service. Hanamatsuri is a big celebration to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. So we will have, in Japanese, we call Hanamatsuri. And then some other Buddhist traditions, they call it Vesak. And then usually they have Vesak in May. But a Japanese Buddhist tradition, we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth in April. And then we will have a special guest speaker, Tanaka Sensei. Because I got a contact from Tanaka Sensei that he will visit in town next Sunday. So Sensei, would you like come as a guest speaker? So Tanaka Sensei will come as a speaker next week. And then speaking of Hanamatsuri, you remember? So this is we call a Hanamido, flower shrine, Hanamido in Japanese. And then with a statue of baby Buddha, baby Shakyamuni. I think this one is last year Hanamido. And then this is 2019-20. So every year we have a different kind of flower arrangement of shrine. And then thank you, Dharma school student. I believe there is a Hanamido decoration next week. Yes. Yeah, what time? 8 o'clock? 8-ish, yeah? Yeah. 8:30. Okay, so Dharma school student, please come to the temple at around 8 to prepare this shrine. And then adults, you are welcome too. You can join too. And then this is after the service. So this is Hiroto. Yeah. So after the Hanamatsuri service, we pick the flowers. And then this is how Hiroto made how can I say, flower bowl, right? And then this is another thing. This is Eito, this is Hiroto kana? Yeah. But this is how we temple family. I know since we are here, so we enjoy this is kind of after the service. But in the future, you attain birth in the pure and you become a Buddha, and then you be like this, right? Everybody will become a Buddha, right? So anyway, next week we will have a Hanamatsuri and then flower shrine. This is based on the idea or legend that Shakyamuni Buddha was born at the flower garden. So that's why on this occasion, celebration of Shakyamuni Buddha's birth, we have this flower shrine. And then also another activity is bathing with sweet tea. So I believe next Sunday we will serve sweet tea too. So no sugar, but this tea tastes sweet. It's kind of, very unique tea. So bathing with sweet tea is again based on the legend idea of when he was born, there is a rain of sweet water. So that's why, based on those legends, we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth this way. Then, why do we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth? Of course, it's nice to celebrate somebody's birthday, but religiously, there should be a reason. So I would say his teaching benefits us a lot. We receive a great benefit, guidance from his teaching, right? And then his teaching, raise the quality, enhance the quality of our life. So that's why it's very important. We receive a great gift, great treasure from him. So that's why as a Buddhist, we celebrate his birthday. And I know there are many teachings, wisdom we receive from Shakyamuni Buddha. So this is one of them. To me, this is one of them. So this is a kind of pipe, right? And then, so this is what you see. Right? In a sense, the sight is kind of limited. This is what only we can see. Maybe Shakyamuni Buddha's advice, guidance, hey, Kyo, take just a couple step back. And then when we step back, we can have a broader view, and then we can see more things. Right? And then I would say we are kind of revelated from our narrow or self-centered view by deeply listening to Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching or guidance. Right? So since we have a broader perspective, view, so that's why now we see more things. So when we make a decision, when we take an action, because of this broader view, by seeing more things, I believe we can take have a different understanding, or different way of thinking, or different kind of actions. Right? So this is how Buddhism changes our way of thinking, way of speaking, way of acting or behaving. Right? So that's why this is kind of one of the benefits that what we receive from the guidance of Shakyamuni Buddha. So that's why very important. Come to the temple weekly and then listen to the Dharma. And then go to the Dharma school, receive the sensei, Dharma school teachers' guidance. So anyway, next Sunday, please be sure to come to the temple. And then let's enjoy Tanaka sensei's Dharma message next week. Okay. So I would like to conclude my Dharma message for Dharma school students. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Kuwahara, for your great Dharma message and helping us understand Hanamatsuri better, right? So yes, Dharma school students, you know what we're working on today. So it's really, really connected. So thank you. Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha Returning Home, which is on page 210 of the large purple service book. Thank you. You may be seated. So this is the time in the service where we'd like to welcome our new guests. And if you are comfortable, we'd love for you to stand or wave so that we can all say hello. So we'd like to welcome Reverend Dr. Mark Unno. And are there any other guests? Anyone? Okay. Well, thank you, and welcome, and please join us after the service in the social hall. All right, it's announcement time. I have 5 announcements, so you can count down with me. The BBT Buddhist education class is today at 11:30 in a little while here in the Hondo, and the topic is Onaijin. No registration is required, and please just feel free to join and just come back into the Hondo at 11:30. All right, so 4, right, meditation and discussion. This Wednesday, April 5th at 7:00 p.m. Sign-up link is on the website, on our BBT website, and on your slide in front of you. 3, the Asian Cultural Festival is Sunday, April 23rd. It's from 11 to 6 o'clock, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's at the Civic Center Park in downtown Berkeley. And BBT will have a booth, as they have before, and they welcome all of us to come join in and share information about our temple. Karen Sugiyama, right there, is your contact person, so please contact her if you are interested. It's a really, really nice festival, very, very wonderful. 2, BBT Dharmanar, monthly online study session, Thursday, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. And then again, the sign-up link is on the slide if you are joining us from home or on our website. And then finally, this is number 1, and it kind of is very important, is our Satsuki Bazaar, being back and in person. A reminder, it's on Sunday, May 21st. It will last from 12 noon to 7 p.m. I'm going to list off the food. We are featuring our signature barbecue choice ribeye steak dinner, Kahlua pork plate, vegetarian curry, udon, manju, sushi, and baked goods. That sounds wonderful. And then we have free entertainment from 12 noon to 3:00 p.m. In both the Padma and on the website, there are links to pre-order your steak dinners. You also can make a donation to our Satsuki Bazaar. We will not have raffle tickets, so that donation is really crucial and important and welcome. And they're also coming in early May will be a link to the online silent auction. Okay. We are always accepting any baked goods, and you bring them on the morning of, and also silent auction donations over $50 are gratefully accepted. Okay, so this is about the work schedule. So the work schedule is drafted, and most of us here in this room are assigned shifts. I know you probably know that, but if you haven't seen that, please check your email today and let us know, which would probably mean Karen Kato. Is Karen here? Not sure if she's here today. Yeah. Who would be the next person in line to talk to? Maybe, I don't know. You could talk to me if you want. Yeah. if you need some more information about that or want to sign up. Let's see. And I guess I will. Yeah. K Kato, Kato at berkeleybuddhisttemple.org is the email if you want to email Karen Kato with questions. Okay. Are there any announcements that need to be announced? All right. So now, Dharma School students, we are all going, I will go with you to our classes. Please, before you leave, come to the front and do Oshoko. And all others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk. Thank you so much.
because of the impermanence, we are getting old. Okay, so now I would like to give a Dharma message for adult. So before I give Dharma message, I would like to read this passage. If you can, please put your hands together in Gasho. How to listen to a Dharma message. Listen as if I'm listening for the first time. Listen as if the message is for myself alone. Listen as if this is the last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, 聴聞の心得。この度のこのご縁は初ごとと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。So again, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's service. It's already April. Yeah, so the first quarter of 2003 has, finished. Yeah. So yeah, year by year, I feel, time flies, right? And so it's already April. Yeah. And then, as Stacy announced, we will have a Satsuki Bazaar this year, finally. So I really excited. I look forward to the bazaar, the in-person bazaar. And I appreciate all your support to have this Satsuki Bazaar. I know it's busy and tiring, but it's something, fulfilling, moment experience to join the bazaar. So today, since this is Shotsuki monthly memorial service to remember our, loved ones, Dharma friends who passed away in the month of April, I am going to talk about attaining birth in the Pure Land, or maybe kind of coming back to this world. So the passage that I'd like to share with you this morning by Shinran Shonin, Venerable Shinran, founder of our school, is this one. So if you can, again, please put your hands together in Gasho. Those who reach the Pure Land of tranquility return to this samsaric world of five defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. In Japanese, 安楽浄土に至る人、五除覚醒に帰りては、釈迦牟尼仏のごとくにて、利益主情は極もなしと。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。Okay. So, as I mentioned, next week we will have a Hanamatsuri celebration to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth. And then this is one of the big event for the BBT to decorate shrine and then basing baby Buddha. So April is the month we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth, in Japanese Hanamatsuri. And then he was born in India about 2,500, 600 years ago. Yeah. And then as a human being, since he was born, someday he ended his life. So in our tradition, February, we will have a special service for Shakyamuni Buddha's demise. We call it Nehange. Nirvana Day service. That is the special service to kind of have a memorial service for Shakyamuni Buddha. So in that sense, birth and death, once we are born in this world, someday we die. So then, I know many religions in the world talks about deal with the issue of death. And how about Jodo Shinshu Buddhism? How does Jodo Shinshu Buddhism or Pure Land Buddhism understand or interpret the issue of death? So this is a kind of topic for today's my Dharma message. So let me share with you a sort of passage. This is from quote from the Essentials of Jodo Shinshu, my path. So this is a one sheet information, putting all essential information of Jodo Shinshu, just one page. And this is the teaching part, only 5 line long passage. Attaining the trusting heart, awakening to the compassion of Amida Tathagata, Amida Buddha, through the working of the primal vow. We shall walk the path of life, reciting Amida's name, Nembutsu. At the end of life, we will be born in the Puran and attain Buddhahood, returning at once to this delusional world to guide people to awakening. So this is a kind of sort of summary of Jodo Shinshu teaching in such a short phrase. So speaking of death, end of life, this is how it says. So we attain birth in the Pure Land, go to the Pure Land, and then return to benefit, guide those still in suffering in this world. I know, that is very information and then dry. So let me explain what it means in a different way, maybe using this picture of Takato. Sorry, my boys. I always use their pictures. Okay, so this is Takato, my oldest son. So, and then this is his elementary school graduation. But now he will graduate from Berkeley High this June. So, jacket, yeah. Yeah. I cannot believe he will graduate high school soon. Yeah. So elementary school, of course, there is a start day one, like enrollment to the school, right? And then after 6 years, school work, he graduated from Emerson Elementary School, right? Start and the end. So graduation is a end or completion of his school life as an elementary school student. And then it doesn't stop his education, right? What's next? Middle school, right? So with graduation, which is the end or completion of school life as an elementary school student, but the new school life starts, right? Middle school. So in that sense, this graduation, in one sense, end completion of one life, one school life. But at the same time, another aspect is the start of a new school life, right? So this is how we can see graduation, like a two sides, end and the start. And then how about our life in this world? So again, everybody, each of us has a birthday, day of, when we are born in this world. And then maybe 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, some people live until 100 or over 100, right? We have a life in this world. In Buddhism, we call it the samsara, or saha world. So death is the end or completion of our life in this world, right? Start and the end. And then how do we see this end, completion of our life in this world? Is this the end of everything? Nothing happens after we die? Or we may continue our life. So according to the teaching of Pure Land Buddhism, there is continuation, right? Death of like a physical end of life or death in this world is not the end of everything, but it is kind of start of a new life as a Buddha. Right? So according to the teaching of Pure Land Buddhism or Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, once we end our life in this world, we will become a Buddha, attain birth in the Pure Land, and then start a new life as a Buddha. Right? This is a basic teaching, basic idea, framework of this teaching. And then the question is, for what? Okay, so once we end our life in this world, and then our life will continue, then now we will become a Buddha. And then for what? Just for like an eternal life? Or just for fun? Like escaping from this difficult Saha world and then go to like a utopia? Is that the idea of Pure Land Buddhism? Let me talk about that point more. So today, I use this quote from Shinran Shonin. He said, so once we complete our life in this world, we attain birth, we go to the Pure Land, Buddha's land, kind of nirvana, and then become a Buddha. And then what? He said they benefit, come back this world, and then benefit sentient beings without limit. This is the purpose of attaining birth in the Pure Land. This is a purpose for us to become a Buddha. Well, since I used the Takato's graduation story, let me use another kind of analogy or example to elaborate this idea using the idea of a school. You see the pictures of different schools, especially like universities or college. So I would say I went to those schools. So maybe I was born in Hiroshima, Japan. So I went to Hiroshima University. And then I went to Ryukoku University in Kyoto. I went to IBS. I went to Cal. I went to Harvard. I went to Columbia. I went to Stanford. Hey, sensei, wait. What do you mean? Right? So many schools. And then maybe here, not smart enough to go to those schools, right? What does it mean? So am I talking about enrolled, study there, or I just visited those schools? So those are the three schools I actually enrolled or kind of studied, right? So those schools I just visited. I was not a student there, right? I just visited those schools. So when we say I went to Hiroshima University, I went to IBS, I went to Ryukoku University, that means as a student, right? We study and then we expand our knowledge, receiving the advanced education, right? And then after that, usually we have a job based on the major we had in the university or grad school, right? And then based on the knowledge or study we receive, education we received, then we kind of return to the community or benefit the community, right, with the education we've received. So maybe this is a kind of one idea of, I went to Hiroshima University because I went to Hiroshima University and then I majored in education because I wanted to be a school teacher. Because my home temple in Hiroshima is really small. So my father had another job, and then I knew I need to have another job, on top of the Buddhist priest. So that's why I was interested in becoming a teacher. So I went to Hiroshima University, majored in education. And then after that, I went to Ryukoku University to study Buddhism because I'm the oldest son, and then I was expected to take over father's job and then take over Buddhist priest, my temple in Hiroshima. And then after that, my strong recommendation push my advisor at the Ryukoku University, I came to IBS to study Buddhism and also Christianity too here in the United States. So I went to those schools, but the reality, the thing is, I received education. And then now I'm returning or sharing what I learned those schools. Right? So those are the meaning of this expression I went to. So I go to Pyoran. What does it mean? Are we just talking about physically go there or something else? Right? So this is a kind of basic idea of Pyoran Buddhism. Right? We are living in this samsara, so continuous, constant headaches, hardships, difficulties, challenges, sufferings, right? And then, like a moment to moment, we kind of are ups and downs in this samsara. So, according to the teaching of Pyoran Buddhism, we go to the Pyoran, we attain birth in the Pyoran. So another expression is, we are liberated from this life of suffering and then landing or reaching. So once we kind of get out of this endless circulation of suffering or liberated from samsara. So that's why there is another kind of place or realm of kind of free from suffering. That is Pyoran or nirvana. Right? But the purpose is to attain wisdom, right? Not just going there, like we go to school, college. We attain wisdom, which is a source of guidance, right? And then once we attain birth in the Pyoran, we become a Buddha. For what? For my sake? No. It's mainly to provide guidance to those still in suffering in this world, right? Which is practicing compassion. So go to the Pyoran, attaining birth in the Pyoran, we become Buddha. That means we attain wisdom. And then with that wisdom, we come back this world and then try to guide, liberate those who in suffering in this samsara. That is compassion. So let me, sometimes I use this slide. What is Buddhism? I know there are many ways to answer this big question, general question. I'd say, Buddhism is a teaching delivered by Shakyamuni Buddha. And then at the same time, why Shakyamuni Buddha shared the wisdom? Because he wanted all of us to become a Buddha, enlightened one, or one free from, liberated from suffering. So that's why he shared the guidance, wisdom. Right? So the purpose of Buddhism goal of Buddhism for each of us to become a Buddha. So that's why who is Buddhist? Buddhists are those who aspire, try to become a Buddha, enlightened one, which means try to be liberated from suffering, all difficulties. That is Buddhism. That is Buddhist. So liberation from life of suffering, living from samsara, for my own sake, for each of you. And then not just me leaving this life of suffering, but now one who free from suffering, liberated from suffering, and then try to guide or those still in suffering for others' sake. So this is the Buddhism. This is the framework of Buddhism. And then in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we talk about like a primal vow or Pure Land or other power, Nembutsu Shinjin, so many different technical terms, ideas. But all of them should be understood within this context. Right? So for me to become a Buddha and then guide other people, so that's why there is Amida Buddha. Right? So for me to become a Buddha, be liberated from suffering, so that's why there is a primal vow. For me to become a Buddha, others to be liberated from suffering too. So that's why Pure Land, other power, Nembutsu Shinjin. All those Jodo Shinshu teachings, idea should be understood within this context or this goal. Right? If we try to understand those items kind of out of context, it's really hard to understand what is Amida Buddha, where is Pure Land, right? But if we kind of connect all those things, this bottom line, then I think we can have a better understanding of those things. So anyway, because of that, Amida Buddha tries to liberate this guy or all of you from this life of suffering. and then have us or make us guide others still in suffering. Right? So that is Amida Buddha's compassionate, I say, project, or Amida Buddha's kind of wish. That's what Amida Buddha wants to achieve. Right? Not this Buddha working by himself, but inviting, bringing you, all of you become a Buddha. And then all of you become a Buddha, and then coming back to this world, and then work for other people. That is Amida Buddha's kind of compassionate project, I would say. And how people return to this world. So this is a passage of Shoshinge, a hymn, Gatha, written by Shinran, founder Shinran. Every morning I recite the Shoshinge. I would say I hear the voice of Shinran. Although Shinran Shonin, he passed away 800 years ago, physically he is not here. Right? But spiritually, as I recite, as I read Shinran Shonin's passage, I hear his voice. I receive his guidance. Shakyamuni Buddha, he lived in India. Right? We are living in the 21st century United States. He lived in India 2,500 years ago in India. So kind of geographically, time-wise, kind of totally far away. But we can meet Shakyamuni Buddha when we recite sutra. As we chant the sutra, we hear the voice of voice of Buddha. And this is my Bachan grandmother. She passed away 2008. But as I recite the Nembutsu, I am, with her in the voice of Nembutsu, Namandavutsu, Namandavutsu. So I'd say our life is surrounded by Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dharmas. In many cases, they are kind of invisible. But our life is surrounded by those people, by those, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. So 2 years ago, last year, 2 years ago, the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, he passed away. And then this is one of the hymns, poem composed by him. So to me, this idea is very close to the idea that I introduced. Right? So tomorrow I will continue to be, so tomorrow, even after he passed away, he said he will continue to be here. But we have to be very attentive to see him, right? He could be a flower or a leaf, so different forms. So mindfulness. So this is, I'd say, Jodo Shinshu mindfulness, right? As I said, we are surrounded by Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dharmas, guidance from the Pure Land in many different ways. But they are basically invisible. Right? So that's why we have to be very attentive, mindful, so that we can discover all those voices, guidance directed to ourselves. And then one way to do so is listen to the Dharma. Come to the temple, deeply, attentively listen to the Dharma. That's how we can cultivate our sense to capture, to discover, to sense all those guidances in our everyday life. So today, since this is an April Shotsuki monthly memorial service, I introduced, talked about this topic. And then in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, funeral service, memorial service is a kind of gift brought by from the deceased, right? Because of them, we have this occasion, get together, and then listen to the Dharma. And after the service, we have a chance to talk to relatives, friends, or eat together, drink together. So funeral service, of course, we remember the deceased. We send our thought to the deceased. But at the same time, we also receive the great guidance, gift from them. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. I would like to conclude my message reading this passage one more time. So if you can, please join me, Gassho. Those who reach the pure end of tranquility return to the samsaric world of five defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. 安楽浄土に至る人、五濁悪世に帰りては、釈迦牟尼仏のごとくにて、利益主情は極もなしと。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい。Stop. Thank you. So now I'd like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. First, thank you, Stacy, for, although she's not here, but thank you, Stacy, for being a chairperson for today's service. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Bradley, Myron, and David, Romeo, and then Berman for your technical support to make today's live streaming possible. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Ryan and Tony for monitoring the chat room on our YouTube channel. ありがとうございます。And then thank you, Emiko-san and the BBT music team for providing the beautiful Gatha music. ありがとうございます。And then thank you, April Toban for preparing the refreshments. ありがとうございます。あと、thank you, マーク先生 for joining with us. ありがとうございました。Thank you, マーク先生。Okay, so this concludes today's service. And then, if you like, please do an incense offering. Okay, ありがとうございました。Thank you very much.